Thursday, July 26th, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at the Yellowstone Seismos that monitor the caldera of the supervolcano. They're starting to show some signs of activity, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. But first, what we're looking at here is the water vapor imagery over the United States, in the Western Hemisphere. And this right here, that's a big deep dive in the jet stream that spawned a long duration tropical, almost tropical storm event over the eastern seaboard of the United States. Scattered showers have persisted for the last 3 or 4 days. Some areas receiving more rain than others. The main area I want to talk about in this video is Nags Head, North Carolina, and I want to mention southeastern Pennsylvania. But first to Nags Head. You can see this is a infrared image from the GOES 16, and this is the water vapor or the water flow up the eastern seaboard, and there's still some left. The majority of it's gone, but not before all of this rain and wind and possibly even waves, I would think, caused a dramatic erosion event in Nags Head, North Carolina, just on the north side of Jeanette's Pier. And on Google Earth, that would be right in this location here. And we're going to go there and take a look at the area through some webcams that I've got access to, that I use quite frequently. And that is right here at surfline.com. And you can even go back in the archives a few days, typically 4 days back. And that's what I've done. And I've been looking for big dramatic waves. It's difficult to tell with regard to wind because there's no flags or anything in this particular camera's image, but it's at Nags Head, right where there was a huge loss of sand. And in fact, I want to show you that report here from 10 on your side, and it's right from the area of the extreme beach erosion.
Just a few days ago, locals say this sandy stretch of beach on the north side of Jeanette's Pier was twice, even 3 times the width it is now. So what happened? The change is so dramatic, some people say they had to see it to believe it. This showcase of Mother Nature's handiwork has turned into something of an attraction for visitors and locals.
She sent me a picture and we're like, okay, this cannot be true, that's crazy. So we decided, hey, let's go on our lunch break. And so what better thing to do on your lunch break is to come and see something like this.
At first we did think, oh, that's a made-up picture, but it's really not.
So how did the face of the beach change so dramatically in such a short period of time? Officials tell us wind is to blame. Extended periods of north and northeast winds can carve up a beach like this. We're told the return of southwest winds and the sands should level out some.
Well, it's a natural process, but we have to live with the ocean and take what comes with it.
Some people think nature may need a helping hand to fix the beach.
We were just wondering as we came out here, what are they, how are they going to do to fix this? Are they going to have to dredge, the sand and stuff back out of there? Do they have to haul it in? I don't know. I hope they can get it fixed.
We asked town officials about this, and they said, quote, escarpment are not unusual on the beaches here. This one is larger than normal due to the high protective dunes. There is no equipment available to level out the dune. Once the winds turn back to the prevailing southwest, the escarpment will level out. They have closed the Gray Eagle public beach access closest to the erosion site until further notice. Reporting in Nags Head, Kayla Gaskins, 10 on your side.
So an extreme event there that locals from the area, lifelong residents, had never before seen anything quite like this. That's a lot of sand. And they're saying predominantly wind. More than likely it's a combination of wind and rain. I'm looking at the cameras here at surfline.com, and this is from Nags Head. This is on the 24th. These are images from the overnight hours. And you can see the wave activity is nothing unusual. In fact, we'll jump it ahead a few hours until, let's see, we'll go up to past sunrise. Let's go to a daylight version. And you can see, I don't see any big, huge crashing waves. Again, it's difficult to tell here with regard to wind. At this time, it looks like it's raining, light rain, nothing heavy. I know they received many days of off and on rain showers, but that's a lot of sand. I'm just saying, that is a big time erosion event. I mean, Hurricane Irma didn't even do that type of erosion damage in places. I mean, it did a lot of erosion damage, but nothing quite like that. And we didn't have anything even close to a Hurricane Irma here. It was a long duration rain event, but once again, each area got a different amount of rain. Some areas saw more than others. So, I don't know, unusual event, story you can find below in the description box. That is a lot of sand that disappeared from mainly one area. And it could be its orientation with the regard to the wind and the orientation of the storm and the way it was traveling. I don't know. But for people that have lived there their entire lives to say they've never seen anything quite like that is rather unprecedented, if you ask me. One thing I wanted to touch back on real quick before we move on to the Yellowstone Seismos, and that is an event that we saw yesterday over Texas on the radar. I wanted to show you the time. This is the timestamp up here. This event started at around 1:26 p.m. and it lasted until just after 2:15, right around 2:20. So whatever it was, watch. Let me stop the video right there. This is the timestamp right here. 1:26 p.m. is when it started. Looks like it reached a maximum, whatever that is, at 1:37. So about 11 minutes later, it looked like it was at a maximum strength. Then it started to slowly go down at 2:09. And then around 2:20, it was completely gone. So a little less than an hour. It was also detected by other radar. Like I said, I saw it on Intellicast.com, but I didn't get a chance to record it in time. This was sent in from the 19th. Someone saw the same anomaly on radar in the same area. There's Wichita Falls, there's Dallas-Fort Worth, so it's in the same exact area on another radar app. And there it is again. So moving on to the Yellowstone Seismos. Here at the website, you can click on the Yellowstone tab here at MrMBB333.com. Takes you to the seismographs that monitor the supervolcano's caldera. And as you can see, most of these show some sort of activity over the last 24, even going back 48 hours. This is a screenshot that I took from yesterday afternoon, late afternoon and evening, and you can see all of the marks across. What we're looking for is activity across all of these platforms. But you can see a large portion of these platforms are showing a lot of movement. These are signatures of earthquakes, and other ones are magma intrusion. Looking at this one here, these are a series of earthquakes. They may be small, but they're still there. This one here I think is showing magma intrusion and earthquakes. That's a lot of earthquakes. So like I said before, I expect movement at a big supervolcano. I wouldn't expect it to be completely still. But when you start to see continual activity like this, and then it's across all of these platforms, then it's time to start really paying attention. So anyway, guys, activity is picking up at Yellowstone. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to erupt, but activity is definitely increasing. For some reason here at Old Faithful, there is no data. That's kind of unusual in itself. That's almost as unusual as a lot of activity. Not to see any activity at Old Faithful is rather strange. This here looks like a combination of an absence of data. That's a fairly good size earthquake for Yellowstone, and then a series of many small earthquakes. So a lot of activity at Yellowstone, and we'll be watching that very, very closely as we are 7 days into the unique planetary arrangement, and we will be there for at least another 6 weeks, maybe just a little bit more. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day, and be safe out there.